Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Healing from a Storm, we're going to look at why did they leave. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner. I suspect most people will be looking at it in terms of a romantic partner, but it could also be, a friendship, somebody who left you, or any kind of relationship really, where they have now left you for whatever reason, even a coworker. Why did they leave? I thought they were really happy here. I thought they enjoyed this work. So we're going to take a look at why did they leave. So we'll ask Spirit for a card, please. Why did they leave? Please, thank you. Oh, and there we go. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, interesting. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about sort of, the wheel's always turning. It's about change, things always changing, things always moving, destiny, different cycles, right? Having good luck, having bad luck. So, if you're in the middle of having good luck, then the wheel keeps turning and bad luck will come. If you're in the middle of having bad luck, the wheel keeps turning and good luck will come, right? And the idea of the wheel is that the wheel just keeps spinning and spinning. There's good things happen and bad things happen, and good things happen and bad things happen. And you're supposed to be able to sort of stay in the middle of that wheel, stay balanced, right? When good things happen, you're happy for it, you enjoy it, but you're not going to get overly excited. Oh my gosh, everything's going to be good all the time. I'm never going to have any problems because everything's good right now. It's never going to change because eventually something will happen. It doesn't have to be any fault of your own, right? People leave us, people pass away, things happen, and so then the wheel turns and bad things happen. But if you can stay sort of in that in the middle and stay solid and be like, okay, I understand I'm in a bad cycle right now, but I also know it's going to keep turning and good things will happen. I'm not going to sit and dwell in the bad stuff. I'm going to realize good things will happen and my wheel will turn once again. So it is about those cycles. And so really what I would say is that the reason they left was because this was sort of like the end of a cycle. This was, fate. This was destiny. This was, what was kind of supposed to happen, right? Like they were in your life for whatever reason, to teach you something. You taught them something, just for a good time at this moment. But that wheel turned, the cycle turned, and a new phase happened, and now they have left, right? It doesn't mean it's not sad, doesn't mean it's not on the low end, right? This made me sad, they left, but understand that things will turn around. Not that they're going to come back, right? Maybe, but maybe not, right? It's not that, the wheel will keep turning and things will get good and they'll just come back. No. The wheel will keep turning and you will find another friend. You will find another partner. You will find another best friend, coworker, whatever it is. And so Spirit is telling you here that you need to get a bit of a perspective on it, that this was just part of the natural life cycle of this relationship. Even if it's hard, even if you don't like it, this was the natural thing. Your relationship sort of, you learned, they learned, you both learned sort of everything that you needed to get out of this relationship. And now there's a new cycle. Now you're moving on, and even though you appear, because you're wondering, to be dwelling in this negative of it, things are going to get better for you. Things are going to turn around for you, right? Things are always moving. It's always moving. It's always cycling. So we are going to pull out the board, and we will ask Spirit what they want to tell us about why this person left us. So we'll put our card at the corner here. I'll get my pen. As always, I do dub over it, so sometimes it sounds a little bit wonky, or I trip over my words, or I can't read my own writing, but I do the best I can, and I'll be quiet here for a moment, get into my meditation mode, and we'll see what Spirit has to tell us about why did they leave. They left because it was the natural ending of the relationship or this cycle. Although you may not have wanted them to leave and are upset and heartbroken over it, doesn't mean that it was not the best for you. Did you become too dependent on them? Did you use them for your stability? Did you use them as a crutch? They have left, and although sad, it gives you a chance to rely on yourself. It gives you a chance to form new bonds, create new relationships, and to expand your horizons. Even though it may not have felt that you were being held back, you were. There were things you weren't doing or weren't trying or weren't exploring because this relationship was there holding you back, taking your time. You have now been forced to go in search of other adventures that you otherwise would not have taken. It may not be obvious or apparent to you at this moment why this occurred, but over time and as you reflect, you will begin to see the opportunities that you took and the opportunities that opened up for you after their departure. Remember, always in your highest and greatest good, even when you can't see it, even when you resist it. This is a chain coming off of you, even if the chains were invisible or you light the chains. Breathe, live, enjoy, find peace. You will find the benefits eventually. Love. Spirit is saying that, this was a natural ending to this relationship, even if you didn't feel like it was a natural ending. Like maybe you thought this relationship was going good, or, there was no reason to end it. They were my best friend, so why would they just stop talking to me? But there is this was a natural ending. It doesn't mean you're not upset. It doesn't mean you're not brokenhearted. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean you don't feel a void there, right? But they were who I called when I was upset, or they were who I called when I was happy about things, right? So now who do I call? Well, did you become too dependent on them? Did they become, that's my go-to person all the time, and that's who, when I'm having when I'm upset, when I'm sad, when I'm heartbroken, I'm always going to go to that person. I'm going to go to that person and talk to them. I'm going to go to that person. I'm going to go to that person. And maybe you're just relying too much on that person. Maybe that person was propping you up. They were emotionally supporting you. They were having to be, your caretaker. And maybe that was too much for them. And so that they had to leave this relationship. And it wasn't just about them, making things better by leaving the relationship, but it also helps you because you became too dependent on that. You were using them to create your stability. You were using them to create your crutch, right? And you need to go out and find your own stability within yourself. You need to go and figure out how you can have your own crutch, how you can have your own stability support system without always having to rely on a specific person all the time. And so this actually gives you this chance to, it's freeing you to, there we go, expand your horizons, right? Create new relationships. Maybe this relationship, didn't allow you because you were, you had this one friend and so you just glommed onto them and you just didn't even bother to create other friendships, other relationships. Well, now that this glommed on relationship's gone, this gives you the opportunity. They're not there anymore. They're not, taking all your time for whatever reason, whether you're glomming onto them or even they're glomming onto you. Now that you're not, all your time's not taken up with this person, now you can start getting other relationships. Or if it's a partnership, right? Like maybe you really love this person, you didn't want them to leave, but it may not have been the healthiest dynamic. Even if it was, they were nice to you and it was good, but maybe it was just more of a friendship roommate thing. It wasn't really a romantic partner. You guys were just comfortable with each other. Well, now that they're gone, this opens up the opportunity for you to find someone new. Even if you don't want someone new at this point, even if you think, well, I can't find anybody better, right? You don't know what's out there. You don't know what is going to come up on your path. And wait, there was a thing about that too. Opportunity, remember, always, you can't see it, resist it. No. Okay, here we go. It may not be obvious or apparent at this moment, but over time, as you reflect, you will begin to see how these opportunities happen. So right now, because this relationship's gone, you may not see, well, this isn't an opportunity. Now I lost my partner. Now I lost, my support system. Now I lost the person that I love talking to all the time. This isn't helpful. And you may not even see that it was helpful, right? It may take you years because, okay, let's say your romantic partner, they're gone. So now you start dating and, you date a couple people and you're like, oh, these guys aren't any good. Like, this is not an opportunity. This didn't free me up to anything except for annoyingness and having to deal with people I don't really like and having to deal with people that are trying to take advantage of me. But eventually, as you go through and you date different people, all of a sudden you find that one. And you start dating them and it becomes serious and you end up, in a long-term partnership. And so 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you look back and you're reflecting on your life and you're like, oh my God, thank God they left me. I did not think at the time that's what I wanted or that was what was best for me. But if I had stayed with them, we would just be in this roommate type situation, kind of living independently, attending family events together, no real romance, no real joy, no real laughter. But we would have been okay, but we just would have been sort of sitting idly there, being bored. But because they left me, which I never would have done, all of a sudden, I did date a bunch of losers. I did date a bunch of creeps. I thought things weren't going to work out, but I found this person. And I never would have found this person if this person over here hadn't have left my life. And it just opened up that opportunity. So even though things may not be apparent or obvious at this particular time, once you get some space, once you start advancing in your life, once you start, getting other relationships, friendships, partnerships, whatever it is, all of a sudden you'll look back and you'll be like, oh my gosh, thank God I'm not stuck there anymore. Thank God I finally got out of that. I never want to go back to this. This over here is so much better than what this ever was. Even though you thought that this was fine, this was okay, this is contentment over here. But it really wasn't making you happy. It really wasn't bringing peace into your life. It really wasn't bringing joy into your life. So I hope this message helped you today. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.